the truth.
I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. Thank you guys much for tuning in. Ooh, the government told me what the date was. Big secret. Well, it's May 18th. It's Tuesday. I'm sorry, 18th. That would be next Monday. We're going to go with May 12th. It's a Tuesday, 2026. Well, I'll just see if you guys are all paying attention. Who knows? I'll make it up as I go along. Anyway, so a couple quick things out there. The world, as we know it, is still just keeps on going. Doesn't matter whether you like it or not. And there's a lot of people out there who feel like their opinion, their opine, should be taken into consideration in all things. So that's cool. Cool story, bro. Cool story. Cool. Anyway, Trump left just a little while ago for China, and he went over to China, go over there, get that little gold sticker made in China. Anyway, he was heading out there. He did go ahead and make a few comments before he got on the helicopter to leave and then go out to the airport. Now, I noticed something real quick, guys, and this is one of the things I know a lot of people, they think like, oh, I saw, this or that, the other thing, and oh, I saw a different Trump today. Well, the Trump I saw today looked a lot thinner than any of the Trumps I've seen in a long time. And the fact it's like it was a profile picture and then a straight on, and you could see the wind was blowing his jacket against him, his legs. Pants against his legs, and you could see how it was, like how he looks. And I don't know why they always give this guy a hard time about being fat. Have we not looked at, 20-year-old men and women today? I don't know what the next generation is going to look like, but my gosh, we are losing the battle on that whole thing. Inflammation is against us. So anyway, I did name today's event China. And I want to make sure that we all got involved in that whole idea that China is. Guys, I said this. Oh, what are we going to say? I probably said this 5 years ago, that China is not the enemy, and that Russia is not the enemy. And I will tell you that the enemy is not outside of us, but within us. And this is the crazy part. I don't think when we talk about how our country is ran and how the things that go on. Guys, I don't think we realize how much we are just being torn apart from the inside only. There really is not as many. Oh, now I didn't say there wasn't anybody coming after us. I didn't say that. What I was saying is that I think the majority of what we actually face as the threat around the world has nothing to do with the threat around the world. It actually has to do with the people within our own borders. And so that's one of the things for me that I look at this whole thing when he's going over there to talk to Xi and all that, or Xi, or whatever the hell I'm supposed to call that guy. They're talking about going and more soybean oil, soybeans being bought. By the way, we have some of the best crops on earth. And guys, you could argue, well, no, the such and such on the such and such Himalayan no. In general, guys, we do really have great grains. We really do have great food. It's the idea that there are companies between the food and you that think that they need to put things in it to cheapen it up, make more money for themselves, and then kill you eventually. Now, granted, guys, listen, there's no, hey, you can eat Captain Crunch, you can eat Trix, you can eat Fruit Loops, you can eat, Krispy Kreme donuts every single day for all your life, and your body will probably accommodate most of that. But it is not going to be the life that you want, especially towards the end. And one of the things I have really, I've come to grips with myself and this whole idea of like the health battle of things. Guys, we've got to think about ourselves in a way that these corporations keep putting these little drips of oil and little drips of this, soybean oil here, a little partially hydrogenated, a little phosphate, a little, all these little things. Oh, it's just a little. But if you're eating it by the pound per year, that's not a little. So anyway, there's a trend I'm seeing here in a few things. By the way, do you guys remember last couple of days here, we had a man shooting up the Boston area near Harvard. That happened on Monday afternoon. Yesterday afternoon, there was a gentleman decided to spray about 50 rounds downrange, and they come to find out he's a black man who's had a criminal history and was just released on a mental thing. By the way, guys, hey, listen. You want to be mad that this black guy got released from a mental hold? By the way, mental holds are only a hold. They're not prison sentences. There's not like, oh, you stay here till you get better. It's just a hold until you calm down. And that's the other part, too, guys. A lot of what we do now since Reagan with the abolishment of the psychiatric wards, the different places, like, Billy lives in the state hospital, Susie lives at the state hospital. We don't talk that way anymore, and we don't do that. We just put them out on the street and then expect them to act normally. We have asked them, sir, ma'am, can you please act normal? Here's a medication. Take it. Oh, sir, ma'am, you're not acting normal. You're not taking your medication. Let's put you on a 24, 48-hour psych hold. Okay, 48 hours over. Bye. Take your pills. Hey, take your pills. Remember, take your pills. Hey, Nina Horton, good to see you. She says, hi, pal. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So, anyway, there's just a lot of this stuff with these psych holds and stuff. I really hate when we've got a story and we're made this whole big flower tree bloomed, big bushy, and then all of a sudden it goes, oh yeah, by the way, he was in a psych hold. That didn't hold him, so that's why he did that. The sad part of it is that the psych hold isn't permanent, and unless it's actually, they can see that he's a threat to himself or others, well, they didn't know the future, did they? And that's the risk. Guys, there is nothing on, and listen. All this bullshit about safety, all this bullshit about, oh, I don't want to get a cold, or I don't want to get a hangnail, or I don't want to have a bad day. I don't want the wind to blow. I don't want it to be 90 degrees. I don't want it to be 40 degrees. I want the sun to be just right. I want the sun to be just shiny enough, but not too shiny enough. So, you guys, I don't think we struggle enough. I don't think we actually have what it takes to struggle. And what I mean by struggle is not I had to walk all the way to my refrigerator and get on my cell phone to get EBT money so I could go to the grocery store and put groceries in my. No, I'm talking about like I haven't eaten and there's nothing to eat in sight. There's nobody to help me. There's no infrastructure. There's no gasoline. There's no oil. There's no airplanes. There's no government. It's just you and the earth. When's the last time, like, it was so hard. I was climbing up that last flight of stairs and I had finally reached the 25th floor. Woo! I struggled. At any given time, were you allowed to stop? At any given time, could you have said, I quit? At any given time, were they giving you water? Any given time, were they giving you food? Any given time, was it hot or cold in there? Any given time, was there lightning or bombs or bullets or rain or snow or any of that stuff coming at you while you were struggling to climb those stairs? This is where I don't think the word struggle gets to be used, because the word struggle is like, whoa, I was struggling. Oh, I'm struggling. I had this hangnail just won't heal. I'm just struggling to heal it. Oh, my little hanging nail. Oh, my hanging nails are just so hangy. And I just struggle. No. Guys, we have people who run around and they don't even begin to know what the word struggle means. They just use the word like they're going to, I'm struggling to go to Quick Trip. I can't find my keys. I'm struggling to draw air in my lungs as I breathe and talk about it. I'm struggling to get through life. I'm struggling to get through this. I'm struggling. This struggle bus is real. Guys, if we actually really got into struggling, we wouldn't have time to be shooting 40 bullets into the air. We wouldn't be sending 40 rounds downrange just because it's a Monday afternoon at 1:30. If we actually got around to talking to each other and figuring out what we could do to amplify each other and say, oh, you need tomatoes? I have tomatoes, so you can have some of my tomatoes. We'll just do that. Hey, well, you got something? Oh, hey, it looks like your guttering's falling off. Can we come over and help you fix it? Oh, you can't do it? Well, we'll do it for you. Hey, we'll do this. We'll do that. Guys, we have amazing opportunities on this earth to do a lot of really cool things, and I don't know why we don't take the opportunity to be better for each other. Because that's what actually would cause us to be thinking outside of ourselves. That would actually cause us to actually struggle. Because we would be doing things that are outside of our comfort zone. They'd be doing things that have nothing to do with us, that there's something for somebody else. So what if we all just went around and were working on each other's struggles? In a real way, not the, I'm depressed and I want to be a his, whiz, this, piz, and a gender transitional bagoo. Not that shit. But the genuine stuff that really makes the world a better place. But we don't struggle. We don't fight. We don't actually get around to doing anything. At 92, struggle is very real, says Nina Horton. Absolutely, Nina. Good to see you. Nina Horton's the original OG here at the Jim Price Show, so I thank her so much for being a part of what we're doing here. It's been great to see her, and thank you so much for Nina being that. A lot of great stuff. I've been to quite a few different Christmas dinners and stuff with her, different events with her and her family. It's been amazing to see, and I do really appreciate Nina and her family and her son who takes care of her, and her sister, her daughter-in-law who also take care of her. Good stuff. So, Nina, thank you for being here. It's good to see you. She says, hi, pal. All right, so Kash Patel and Senator Van Hollen, they do a little this and that back and forth. Now, guys, I've already told you that Kash Patel has got some problems, and the fact that he just looks like he's Gonzo on the Muppet Show with his eyeballs just out the freaking top of his head. You remember Gonzo with the crooked little bill thing, and I think he played a trumpet or something? But Kash Patel just looks like he's way out of his league on everything. And the idea of just like, I mean, he is in a perpetual state of, maybe his soul, maybe one of the things that they got showed to him in his little introduction into all the secrets of the world. Ooh. Hey guys, let me ask you a quick question. If all the secrets are out, then there wouldn't be secrets and we would just all just know, right? And then we could all just get on with life. Right? Anyway, so maybe the secrets to life really is hey, Luther Bradley, good to see you. Maybe those secrets to life, we just get them all out there. Whatever Kash Patel saw, whatever ding-a-ling or boobs or chopped up this or shot up that or burnt that or whatever it is, Cashy, just if you just toilet flush all that out to us, we'll figure it out. Just give it to us, though. Yeah, we'll do it, Kash. Hey. As a representative of the human race that kind of understands, we'll be fine. Oh, no. Will there be people that will jump off the bridges? Yes, because they were already there. They were already going to do it. Don't blame it on yourself, Kash. But anyway, Kash Patel, for some reason, has this whole thing about himself where he's in over his head. Maybe his soul is still just staring out into the abyss. Whatever his native language is. Anyway. So this is this. Go ahead. You guys, I guess we can go ahead and we'll play the video if you guys want to watch it here. But him and this Chris Van Hollen, they kind of go back and forth on each other. It's not creative. Van Hollen doesn't do a good job of holding him accountable, and Kash Patel does his usual, and by the way, Kash Patel acts way too confident. By the way, that's another thing. Listen to how he says it. Now, Kash Patel's got his own cross to be burned on, whatever he's dealing with, okay? I get it. Maybe he's in over his head. He's trying to handle it well. He's holding his breath. He's paddling. He's doing all the metaphorical things, whatever that is, okay? Whatever that is. Okay? He's trying. But I do believe he's, and I don't think Van Halen or whatever his name is, I don't think he's got a damn thing to say to him, but he definitely tries. And this is the stuff where, oh, you were drunk one time. It's like that's when they wrote articles about me. One of the articles they actually wrote about, the flyers. I think I may have it. Where's it at? There's a flyer with me with a red Solo cup at my Friendsgiving event at my house where we all wrote our names on our Solo cups, and I don't drink, and I had iced tea in mine, and I just took a photo of mine because mine said spotted dick on it, which is an English dish that a lot of people enjoy. And so as a fun little thing, we all had these little names on our cups so we knew which one it was, and mine was spotted dick. Well, I took a photo of that. They were trying to say that I was an alcohol in the flyer that they sent out on me. Is that I'm a party boy. I like to party, get down. Now, where did they get that from? Because I don't drink. But this is one of the things where they get people all thought, oh my gosh, he's an alcoholic, he's out of control. This is so freaking childish. When they did it to me, I didn't even know what to say back. When I got the flyer, I'm like, what is this? Like, what, you guys put this out? This was what you did? You said I was a drunk? Come on. All right, well, let's watch what Kash Patel does about being called a drunk in the middle of a congressional hearing this morning. Oh, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Okay, I probably shouldn't say this here, but...
I hate these commercials. Here we go.
Security detail had difficulty waking or locating you. Is that right?
Nope, it's a total farce. I don't even know where you get this stuff, but it doesn't make it credible because you say so.
I'm not saying it, Director Patel. It's been written and documented.
You are literally saying it.
No, I'm saying that these are reports, Director Patel.
No,
and
unlike your baseless reports, the only person that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you.
You know,
the only person that ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby bar was you. So the only individual in this room that has been drinking on taxpayer dime during the day is you.
Director Patel, come on. These are serious allegations that were made against you.
The allegations are false.
Filed.
You drinking margaritas with a gangbanger is true and on video.
It just goes to show you
running a $7,000 bar tab at the lobby bar has been filed by your own office.
This goes to show
drink during the day. That's you. This is the ultimate example of hypocrisy.
Mr. Chairman,
I will not be tarnished by baseless allegations and fraudulent statements from the media.
The fact that you mentioned that indicates you don't know what you are talking about. Now, here, Director
The only thing I know is you're the one drinking margaritas with felons.
Actually,
now, I will give Kash that part of it, but the sad part of it is that he still is on the wrong side of things. Here's the problem with the FBI. What is the FBI? Okay, what's the? Let me do this for you real quick. What is the Federal Bureau of Investigation really supposed to be doing? Well, if you're a Federal Bureau of Investigation, let's go back to the very basis of what is Federal Bureau and then investigations. Okay, you're supposed to be investigators. You're supposed to be inspectors. You're supposed to be looking at things, and that's it. But do you know what our FBI actually does? It spies. It coerces, meaning that they try to change people's mind by different patterns, just like when the FBI was sleeping with one of the men up in Michigan to try to get him to then go after Governor Whitmore and kidnap her, and the lady that kept sleeping with the guy, trying to get him to change his mind. He never changed his mind, and she kept sleeping with him, trying to get him to change his mind all the way up to the trial or before the arrest. Why is the FBI honeypotting American citizens to get them to do a crime? Why am I paying some woman to go have sex with an American citizen so she can then convict him of a crime that she tried to convince him with her vagina to commit? So, you can explain it however you want. You can call it coercion, you can call it whatever, but she was using her vagina, her womanly wilds, to change a man's mind to go capture or go and kidnap or murder Governor Whitmore. That's what your tax dollars did in that situation. There was a group of men that were being befriended by 5 of your FBI agents, and the other 5 that weren't sleeping with one of them were men trying to convince other men to go commit a crime against the governor. But here we are. Oh, not Illinois. It was, Michigan. Do you understand when I have a problem with the FBI at all? Do you understand when I have a problem with you spending a lot of zeros moving the FBI headquarters to Alabama? Now, I want to give you guys something for a second, and you can take this to the bank. You can take this to another podcast. You can take this to whoever you want. But I know a lot of the things that were going on in Huntsville, Alabama. And I will tell you right now, guys, if you want to really know what's going on in the secret world of government contracts, the secret world of government, you need to be in Huntsville, Alabama. Oh, it's not D.C. It's not Area 51. No. Now, the problem with it is that Huntsville, Alabama is for decades and decades have actually been the center of so much that we haven't been paying attention. And I know where my sensitive contracts and things were always coming from. I know where all those things were, who the different players and people that were involved in that. Huntsville. So, guys, when we think about things that are going on, just think they're moving the FBI headquarters to Huntsville, Alabama. And they're spending a lot of zeros doing it. And I'm not talking about like $20 million. They're putting a lot of money behind all that. Hey, Dave Glevin, good to see you. Hey, if you enjoy the Jim Price Show daily, daily updates, odds, we're friends too. Absolutely. Make sure to invite people. Yeah, that's another thing. Put this out on your Facebook post or on your Twitter page or your Rumble. Guys, also, I'm on Rumble. If you guys want to go over there and make sure and like or comment on Rumble, that always helps the algorithm. I try to do that as often as possible, but it isn't always the case because I do get busy. I have to run the show, talk on the show, do all the computer stuff on the show. I mean, it's a lot, but here we are. All right. Continuing on here. Thank you for that, by the way, Dave Glevin, for putting that out there, telling everybody to share out the show. I do appreciate you, partner, for saying that. Thank you very much. All right. The man struck at the airport has now been the trespasser who walked in front of the airport or the airplane at the Denver airport was identified as 41-year-old Michael Mott. Officials determined his cause of death to be suicide. Authorities said Mott was a career criminal who was previously arrested for murder. Gee, Merry Christmas. A spokesman for the department later told the Post that Mott was involved in a reported assault back in February 25, but no arrests were made after the victim declined to press charges. Wait, what? Oh, the assault. I thought it was murder. I was like, I don't think they can do that when they're dead. Additionally, he racked up over 20 arrests, including one for felony trespassing in Colorado Springs just 1 month before his suicide, and spent time behind bars on at least 3 separate occasions. Many of his arrests were for violent crimes, including second-degree homicide using a gun in 2005, domestic violence, felony and menacing, assault, and assault in 2010. Wow, I don't think I need to read all this. If this guy has committed suicide, then why did they bother to put his record out there? Why don't you just leave this alone? Do we always need to have that? Is that as a human being? Did we need to hear that part about him? I don't know. I think we do sometimes. Hey, Terrence William, good to see you, man. Terrence, thanks for the text message. Let's figure it out. We'll get together. We want maybe this week or next week. If you got a morning this week that works best for you, let me know. Now, this whole trip to China, it's a C, China. This whole trip to China with Trump and all that stuff, guys, this is also another bit of a world tour that, if you remember, Trump did something very similar in his first term. It was in his beginning of his, it was kind of like right about his first, got into his first full year after January 20th. He went through a full year and then boom. So the late and last fall, he went through all the EAU stuff, went through all those guys. Now we're going to start hitting up with the visitors again. So he's going to go to China. And this is good for the Chinese people. Now, did you... I don't want to jump around. I'm still staying on China. Listen, but it's a different topic in China. I calculated some time ago, and I have gone back through this, that I figured somewhere 5 or 6 years ago, I had China at 650 million people. Okay? 650 million people. And that means about 550 aren't there. There was a lady on Tucker Carlson who said that very thing. Oh, it's coming out, guys. I'm telling you right now, China has been inflating their numbers for so long. China. I don't know how he says that, but I'm trying. Anyway, so I'm telling you right now, guys, we may be raping and pillaging their soil and feeding them because they cannot feed them. By the way, guys, listen, here's another one. This is a fact. This is not a Jim Priceism. I didn't make this up. China only has about 10% of all of their land that as agriculture is good enough to grow crops. And that is a real thing. That's not hey, Jim, I appreciate you making that up for us. It's a cool story. That's why the soybean deals, that's why all that stuff is so big. Such a big deal for them to get that right when Trump comes over and visits. So just think about that they need our food. And we produce more clean soybean, more organic soybean than anybody else on earth. So when everybody's like, so who cares? We do two things really well, guys. We blow things up and we also grow crops. And the crops that we're growing and the way that we're growing them is amazing. We grow organic rice better than anybody else on earth in northeast Arkansas. So whenever you want to think about like, hey, are we important? Are we a big deal? Yes. We make soybean oils. That's Italian, or whatever you say. No, we don't. Guys, listen, we're not screwing around when it comes to this stuff. I have friends of mine that do this soybean stuff and ship it straight to China because they think our stuff just, is that the American soybean? With a French accent? Oh, oui, yes, we are. We're China people who speak French all the time. That is another thing, too, by the way. Seeing people that, like, you're seeing, like, they're Chinese, but they're speaking Spanish. Talks about hurting your brain. Anyway, this is very true. I heard that on Real America Voice a little bit ago. Yeah, that's why they are so interested in our farmland, says Luther Bradley. Oh, yeah. No, this is guys, I'm telling you right now, as big as a threat is, and here's the thing. Here's the humiliating part. See, Iran, China, not so much Russia. They're kind of westernized in that way. But I will give you Iran, the EAU, the Qatar, Afghanistan, Iraq, all this. They don't do humiliation. Let me put out something here. They don't do humiliation. If you humiliate them in some way, if you're the one that they can pinpoint that you're the reason that they got humiliated because China keeps telling the world, I got 1.3 billion. What? 1.3 million. What billion? I got the billion. What? No. 1.3 billion? No, 650 million. That is all they have. They're missing 550 million people. Guys, I worked these numbers pretty hard last, it was about 2 years ago. I kind of went back through it again. And I'm telling you, it was 5 or 6 years ago. I said China has 650 million. They never had 1.3 billion. They were going to the WEF. They were going to the SWIFT system, and they were going to the bank and saying, listen, we have 1.3 billion people we can loan against. And they're like, okay, prove it. Well, we made a law that says every single human being of this age has to carry a cell phone. And look at all the cell phones we have. And look at all the birth certificates we have. So what they were doing, guys, this is what happens when they put the China tech in the phone, okay? You got your China tech in the phone. So when Jim Price goes down here to Verizon and says, I'd like to have a new iPhone. This one here is like running slow because you guys have made it obsolete and it won't run because you guys make it obsolete and you make it run like crap because you make it run like crap, so I got to buy a new phone. Thanks. Anyway, when I go do that and I do this little, and I flip I do the phone and I'm swiping, it says, hello, and it gives you all those little languages in the very beginning of it. So as I fire that up and I'm in there putting my Apple, I got my Apple account. A new Chinaman is created. Because I do believe that they have used shadow phones, shadow technology that shows me, but I'm me over there. And so I just geographically am moving all over wherever it is over there. And it just geolocates me inside of the city and along the roads and all that other stuff and just kind of does this kind of a spiral graph or a mimeograph or a replicator of me moving around America. And then maybe sometimes it's like, oh, we can't keep up with this guy. He's just too busy. He too busy. He go too fast. He go from here to there. We can't have him on that phone. We got to take that off. But how do we have all these millions of bot phones out there? These millions of Hey, Tony Culver, what? Are you kidding me? What's up, buddy? That's why we have all these bot phones. We have these bots in our accounts. Used to have all these bots. I had 10.2 million people on Facebook. I had 10.2 million followers on Facebook. I had a big account there. And I will tell you, I knew who the bots were. I figured it out back in 2019. I knew who the bots were. I knew what a bot looks like and how they talk, but now there was a few people sprinkled in here or there. But that's how they got us to believe there was a bigger enemy than there really was. That's how we got to believe there was more Democrats than there really was. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk without them coming after me. There's 1,000 of them in my comments. Oh my gosh, there's so many Democrats coming after my horrible conservative ways. That was the mental warfare. That was the psyop. If you're not paying attention, I have told you guys about these things, how I'm affected by it, and you're affected. But, oh, no, not me, Jimmy. I'm not popular. You're Mr. Jimmy Price. You're the, ooh. No, listen. The sad part of it is I'm not as affected by you are. Oh, they're trying harder my way, but it's easier to manipulate you because you're not paying attention. Do you see the difference? The dynamic difference between the two situations is I see it coming and I'm fighting it, so they have to fight harder to get me to believe a little bit of it. They just kind of they push a little talcum powder, a little dust your way, and you're like, oh yeah, yep, unicorns, that's what I got, I'm a unicorn, yeah, get a big horn on my forehead. Boo, boo, boo. See, that's what they do, guys. See, the people like me who are out here telling you guys, the bridge is out, they're coming for you, the British are coming, whatever the Hail Mary for you is, get your attention. Hello, well, get your hello. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I am trying to get to you. So you understand that when you see, like, I can't get Facebook to work when Jim Price is on it. I can't get Twitter to work when Jim Price is on it because he calls it Twitter, not X, and Elon gets mad about that. Elon don't give a shit. Oh, I can't do this because I go to YouTube and because I do have a YouTube channel, The Jim Price Show. Anyway, go on there. They can't get this to go on YouTube because that's how easy it is to get you to go away. They can make it go like this, and you guys just walk away from the show. Well, I can't get Jim on Facebook. I'll try again tomorrow, maybe. Who knows? I couldn't get him on YouTube. Oh, I'll try another time. That's how they know they got you guys. That's how easy it is to push you guys around. You guys all tell me how tough you are. Oh, no. I've heard the big comments. I'm the strongest willed person on earth. I can never be bent with the winds of the high seas of the earth. I am unshakable no matter how the earth quakes, no matter the lightning from the skies. I am Oh, Jim, it won't come up on Facebook. I'll get you tomorrow. Sorry, it won't come up on YouTube. Twitter's not doing it, Jim. I gotta go. How many of you guys are my friend on Twitter? I'd like to know that. I would really like you to know. I would like to see if you go over there and if you see that you have followed me on Twitter. Seriously, how many of you followed the Jim Price Show on Twitter? How many of you followed the Jim Price Show on Rumble? How many of you followed the Jim Price Show on Facebook and Jim Price on Facebook? Or a friend requested me. Do you see where I'm at? What I'm pointing out here is, guys, I say, hey, 5 teaspoons of salt is necessary to live every single day, but you guys will tell me that your water's too salty or your food's too salty, and I will tell you, your body is telling you the moment it tastes salty at all, you are already salt deficient. And if you think it tastes horribly salty, that's how horribly salt deficient you are. But you're going to tell me that if I can push you away from Facebook by going with the screen one time, that's all it takes you to make you go away? What happens if it was your life on the line? What happens if it was your grandkids on the line? What happens if it was your children on the line? Can you stand up to your own morals? Can you stand there and be in the fight? Can you put the work in? Can you put the time in just to say, oh, I'm going to watch Jim Price no matter what? Oh, well, Facebook isn't working today. That's it? What happens if I get arrested? They take me off and say I did something horrible. What happens if I lose my life? What happens if I just go away? Where is your steadfastness in your belief of what it is to be a constitutional representative republic? If I can't get you here, right here, doing this simple conversation, an hour a day, if you can't just passively listen with the phone on the table or the computer in the background or in the speaker in the car, if you can't do that for 1 hour a day, what's going to happen when they put a gun to your head and tell you, do you want a republic or do you want communism? Would you rather die on your knees? Would you rather die on your feet or live on your knees? Because the last time I checked, my knees aren't for walking. My shins get a little sore. My toes get to dragging too much when I crawl around. Because I'm not an animal. And I don't give authority over to things that don't have authority over me, including governments who I do not allow to represent me in my republic. Do you see how you can insert that into a conversation and it sounds very normal? But we don't live that life. So the gun to your head, can you stay on? Can you stay with the show? Can you stay involved as a constitutional representative republic? Can you correct people when they say we live in a democracy? Can you tell people that they're absolutely dead wrong, that democracy is socialism? Can you bother to stand up and say, I will not and I won't pay for these things or this thing in my republic? Because in the republic, you buy a bond for the war. You buy a bridge bond for the bridge. You buy a school bond for the school, and that's all they get. So if the school only gets $100 this year, well, Merry Christmas, all you God-given teachers out there that's wanting to pour your heart out for children with no pay. You guys are always talking about the sacrifice, right, teachers? Well, how about if we didn't have a budget this year for you? Y'all still showing up? Y'all gonna be out there putting up the protest signs, getting your rainbow flags out, getting your Ukrainian flags out? Are you gonna be showing up, making sure the kids are fed? Huh? Are you doing your part? Because if I remember right, we bought bonds to go to war. We bought bonds to finance the school. We bought bonds to build a bridge. If we wanted something extra, if we thought there was something we wanted a little special, if we want a fountain downtown, if we want a bazillion-dollar art piece that looks like somebody took a big turd on a bridge, then in Wichita, then that's what we'll do. We'll spend it because we bought the bonds to put the turd statue next to the bridge in downtown Wichita. Because we wanted it. Not because somebody with 7 people raised their hands at aye and voted billions or trillions or millions or tens of dollars for something that I don't give 2 shits about. If art was so great, then why don't the artists just give it to us? Well, they don't make any money. I thought it was about the art. Which one is it? You're doing it for the art or you're doing it for the money? Well, I can't do the art unless I got the money, and then the art pays me money. Okay, well, does it? Because it sounds like a lot of you artists are getting cool contracts by your cool friends at the city council. Okay, ain't nobody coming down here and asking me for my art. Oh, yeah, we'll pay you $1 million for that, Jimmy. Just put it right up, a little twisty metal thing like this. Just make it look kind of cool, bro. I could do that. Do you know that I actually know the actual person who built one of the sculptures for the city of Wichita, and it was not the artist? The artist did a sketch on a piece of paper, turned in the sketch, said, I need a lot of zeros. The city council said, bet. He then turned it over to a metal fabricating facility. They then fabricated it and installed the entire thing, and they paid the artist for his rendering that a machine shop built and mounted on a concrete wall below one of our bridges here in Wichita. Now, how are we paying artists to do what? I didn't think it was really that great of a deal when some guy cut the fenders off of a bunch of old cars, chrome fenders, and made a buffalo and different arts downtown, and they put them around the building. I didn't think it was that cool. See, a lot of this stuff that everybody calls art that's a lot of assembled trash, I don't get it. I mean, sometimes it's very creative, and I will give you, whoa, I did not. That's cool. Good job. But I don't want it sitting in my middle of my downtown. What happened to the statue of David being what we thought beauty was? Oh, no, the Catholic Church had to knock the ding-dong off of it because we can't have those hanging out there. Hurry, cover it with a leaf. That was what the Catholic Church did. Don't look at me. That was the Puritan movement that was reinforced through the Catholics to go around and knock the thingies off of everybody. Oh, yeah. Look it up, guys. We are some stupid creatures. What is beauty? What is beauty? Is beauty this piece of wood, hardwood, that's carved into a shape of an eagle looking over his shoulder on a mount? Or is it this mouse that I use for the show every day? Because we give a lot more attention to things that look just nothing but an archaic piece of nothing than something that was taken out of a piece of wood. And I'm sure they make these by the bazillions or whatever it is, but I mean, there is some time taken to this. But this is wood. This is authentic. This is real. I asked the other day, I am not talking about politics today, am I? Hey, Tony Culver, yeah, he's here. Yeah, what? I asked the other day, is there something wrong with beauty? A lot of these things, I want to say that because I hearken back to some of the photos coming out of Iran in the 50s and 60s had beautiful Persian women and men who walked around with olive-colored, light-colored skin and dark hair and these slender bodies and looking all beautiful. And I think, well, we did that in America too. We did it in China, and we did it in Japan and Russia and England and everywhere else. But we're now the 3rd generation in on soybean oil and hydrogenated oils. Partially hydrogenated soybean oils. Crisco. And everybody wonders why they sunburn. But then they put cream on their skin that causes cancer, and mostly in the skin, to block the sun from cooking you like a chicken with the seed oil underneath your skin. Because the rapeseed oil that they use has phytoestrogens. Like fight you like a dog. Fight you like a dog. Phytoestrogens. that causes your estrogen to go all over the place. Men and women. Why are men walking around with boobs now? Why are women walking around with none? Because that messes with your estrogens. We're three generations in. We're just right behind welfare. Welfare came in, and then Crisco came in and became super popular through who? Betty Crocker. Betty Crocker's told us that synthetic margarine, that synthetic oil, was better to cook with because it made things softer, which is a lie. It made them more toxic. Guys, I used to cook buttered noodles in nothing but country crock shed spread. I use shed spread for years. I used it as the number one ingredient in my buttered noodles. I would literally take a scoop of it and just cook my noodles in it. I'm surprised I'm alive, people. I made it at 55. I got 55 on Sunday. I have 55 rotations around here. I'm going to continue on to 144. I'm only halfway there. Not even halfway there. Guys, how I got to here is a freaking miracle. But we're here because of Crisco. And Crisco can be mad at me, but they know it from their own research. Just like aspartame that's in all diet sodas. Just like stevia, that's in all the other diet sodas. Just like phosphates, just like glyphosates. The reason that people are gluten intolerant is because of glyphosate that sits in the protein and then settles into the pelvis of the body. And when it sits in the pelvis, it never gets removed because you have to do heavy metal detoxes to get the glyphosate out of you, which was Agent Orange, which men came home with these Agent Orange diseases, all these cancers, all these weird things. That was glyphosate. Agent Orange was glyphosate. Oh no, Agent Orange is sprayed on wheat and oats and soybeans so that it won't mold. And it absorbs into the proteins and the starches inside of the berries and the wheat and in the soybean and the milo. And it goes in and it gradually kills you and it gradually kills you and it gradually kills you. But we're 3 generations into this. We have people going out and they spray the crops with glyphosate so that the crops will die early so they can get the crops out of the field so the rains won't come and ruin the crops. That's a lot of soybeans done that way. Now we're finding out that wheat is done the same way as well. They are taking wheat and spraying glyphosate on it with a sprayer, commercial sprayers, to kill the berries down so they'll dry out, so there won't be any mold on them, so they'll get a better price, while they poison you at the end user. See, the sad part of it is, guys, that these things are what's causing us to be so dysphoric right now. We don't have a good system. We are not feeling good about ourselves. We have a lot of things going on in our bodies that are not good for us. And it has to do with what they do in these little things. But we could get rid of this. But what happened to the people in the 60s and 70s? I mean, I've got pictures right here of me as a kid. You know, I got me as a kid and around the adults around me, and all the adults, they look like they're under 100 pounds. I got the photos that remember after my mom passed, they were found next to a dumpster in Tucson on a military base, and some guy called me up and sent me my childhood photos after my mom had passed. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting story. Anyway, that right there. I've got pictures of me standing next to skinny people. I would be considered to be kind of fat. Where I'm at now, I'm at 175. This is the smallest I've been in, golly, since the 90s. I'm going the other direction. I've thinned down. Do you know what's crazy though? You know what's crazy? My body mass, my bone mass, muscle mass have all increased. Even though I am down 10 pounds from where I was for about 5 years. I sat at 185 for about 4 or 5 years. But after this whole thing with this accident at the beginning of this year, I got down to into my 60s, 160. And most people may not have noticed it. But I'm sitting around about the 175 now, 176. I sit right there. And my muscle mass is greater now on my muscle mass indicator on the scale thing. It's greater now than it's been since I started using that thing like 5 years ago. It's got a little app with it. Oh, I can look right here. Anyway, I'm not going to go on all that. But anyway, see, what happened to the beautiful people? Can we not have beautiful people? Can we not have beautiful things? Does everything have to be flannel shirts and sleep pants? And by the way, if you sleep in them big old saggy floppy pants like that, what are you, just like an extra sleeping bag inside of your bed? Who wants pants that are all big and puffy and slippery? And why would you sleep in that? I don't get it. You know, I watch a lot of the black and whites because I just can't stand television. Most of it's just dumb stuff anymore. They really did play all of it out. And I look back at these old black and whites, and I look at some of these, the early color, but most of the black and whites, and I look at these people, and they get ready to go to bed. And not that I want to wear a linen shirt button down and sleeves and all that, and pants and, and the socks and the slippers and the hat. But at the same time, like, what happened to that? I questioned myself when I went out to Phoenix to that conference a week or so ago, and I'm like, do I get dressed up? And so I didn't wear a buttoned up collared shirt and jeans and boots, but I definitely wore nicer clothes. But I still was like way more dressed up than most people on the plane. Way dressed up to the point it was like, God dang, guys, like, and I always check my bags. I hate carrying a carry-on. I really just absolutely despise carrying a carry-on for whatever reason. I don't know. I just think it's childish. I think we should go back to having, let's just check it at the gate. Let's just do like we used to in the old days. Let's not do all this. I don't think we need all this surveillance. I don't think we're as bad off as we ought to be. But anyway, I just walked down the jetway. I got my cell phone, and I'm just like, put my cell phone in my pocket, and I'm just standing there with my hands like this. Anyway, why can't we just stand around the airport without a bunch of shit in our hands? Looks like we're trying to move to another country all the time. People walking around with 2 and 3 suitcases. They got kids with backpacks. They got a backpack. They got a carry-on. They've got 3 more here. They got 5 more. I'm like, guys, what happened to this just being like, hey, I'm going to run over to Arizona for a minute. I'll be back in a couple days. No, it's like this, it's a horrible mess. But what happened to enjoying the airport? What am enjoying the airplane? What am enjoying the beauty of things? Why don't we have beautiful things? Why aren't people beautiful? Why aren't we trying to be beautiful on the inside? I don't know. I guess I went off on a beauty thing here, but that's just kind of me, and I just wish we could do better on all that stuff. And there was some other thing I was going to talk about, China and other things, but I went off on it. But I want us to be better for each other. I don't think that's too much to ask, do you? All right, guys, remember the 10%. Now remember, this 10% is a big deal, right? This was put in the Bible. But anyway, I'm doing this more of as a metaphor for you to see if you just do the 10%. The 10% you do for your neighbor, your community, your city, your county, your state, your federal government, the more you do for them, the less they have to do for you. Learn how to be selfless. And not so damn selfish. There will be a far, far better place. Remember to hold the line, hold fast, do not give up, do not give in. We'll win, I promise. I'll make a promise I can't keep, guys. Remember, you've always been the answer out there. Never let anybody tell you any different. The Constitution's there for you to have a constitutional representative republic. Live it, know it, understand it. Do not play by any other rules. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be about it for me. It's been awesome to see you out there. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. Oh, we do have a good guest on tomorrow, so come on by, check it out. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. You guys have a good